Do you feel like you're under psychic attack? That there is something attacking you on a deeper level than just the material, a deeper level than just, you know, just somebody actually attacking you physically, whether it be by body, whether it be by language. Language is very psychological, but psychic attack can be very tied into the psychological. Do you feel like somebody is attacking you psychically, that you are under some kind of energetic attack that you don't know how to either rebuff, handle, or go beyond once that attack starts? Do you feel like you're helpless? You're not. Let me explain why. So, the psychic realm, the realm of psychic energy, the way in which someone might be attacking you psychically is not that far beyond the material. It's just a little bit deeper. It's almost like if somebody attacks you physically, they're attacking you, let's say, with a knife or their fist or something like that. Psychic attack is like perhaps a gun from far off, or an arrow, something like that. Further away, not direct, but, you know, it might seem supernatural. It might seem paranormal, but it's not that much deeper. It's not that much more beyond a direct physical attack. And here's how you can choose to not allow this to happen to you. Because whether we know it or not, we don't really fall into, you know, some kind of pain, internal, whether it be depression or anger or unbalancedness or confusion. We don't fall into that unless we allow it to happen, unless we choose to say, okay, I allow this to happen. Now, we don't understand that consciously. It's very subconscious. It is below what most people imagine is within their control. Or they don't even consider it as something that they can defend against. That leaves anybody who's attacking you with the cards that they need to attack you. The human brain and the human mechanism, the body and the brain, these are tools that know how to do various things. You don't need to really think about breathing, do you? You don't really need to think about exactly how to eat, where to put the food. You can see this in animals as well. You know, they know where their mouth is. And they know how to breathe. We know how to breathe. And we kind of know how to defend ourselves when we kind of like crinkle up like this and defend ourselves. The body and the psychic mechanisms that are inherent within your body and brain are very similar to that. There are natural processes that once you realize they are completely under your control, they can prevent you from actually being harmed psychically. It's almost like we have an inbuilt bulletproof vest that, or a shield that we can throw up whenever we want. Just most people just don't realize it. And I'm gonna go into how to think, and if you want something more material, I'll provide that as well. But here's how to think. If you feel like somebody is trying to get your attention, and it's a very negative experience and you don't want to focus on them, they might be subconsciously trying to draw on your energy, or perhaps you feel like somebody's trying to get a reaction out of you emotionally, mentally, in society, in social interactions. A lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time, they are trying to draw your attention. They are trying to draw your focus. They are trying to draw a reaction from you because there's a part of themselves that is aware that they can feed on you. This is inbuilt within the human being as well, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, physically. This is inbuilt as well. When somebody has placed an emphasis on your interaction in their mind, and this can work both ways. It can be both positive or negative. If it's a positive thing, they want to help you so that they get positive mental energy reinforcement, you can say. If it's negative and they want a reaction from you, they want to trigger you, they want to cause you to focus on them and for your mind to be focused on them, most of the time They don't realize it, but their energy, their psychic energy, and their ethereal body, their astral body, is reacting to their desire and trying to feed off of your reaction, trying to feed off of your emotions that they cause you to feel, or your attention that they cause you to have on them. And it's most of the time it's subconscious. If it's conscious, it's a little bit more dangerous, but not that much more dangerous. So if they're trying to get that energy from you mentally, once again, psychic, this is all mental energy. This is all energy that is inbuilt within our brains, the physical structure, and the life force, the spirit, and the soul, and interacting with that, and the ego or ghost. All of these things naturally know how to interact with each other, just most people don't know how to see it or counteract it consciously. What you have to do as a human being is kind of put up an emotional wall. When you feel like somebody is trying to attack you emotionally, mentally, psychically, and you start to feel this attack within your energy, within yourself, within your mind, within your emotions. When you start to feel this attack, just say within yourself, just say no. You can tell them no, of course, and that also helps. But inside yourself, just be like, okay, I'm under attack. No. Your will, your individual will, is channeled through all of these various kaleidoscopes of combinations of emotions, of spirit, of body, of mind, all and psychic energy, astral energy. All these things are little variations, little tunings to the same kind of cylinder that's being twisted. There's a huge amount of power and energy placed in the concept and the assertion within yourself, no, I'm not going to allow you to affect me. I'm not going to allow you to attack me. And it can all be incorporated into this one internal word, just no. When you feel like somebody's attacking you, just internally say no. And bring down your emotions a little bit, and within yourself, put up a wall between yourself and that person interacting with you. This can be done just through thought, just through emotion. Deaden your emotion and just inwardly just say no. And you don't have to say it outwardly, you can say it outwardly as well, but inwardly just deaden your emotion, look at them in the eye, and inwardly just say no. No, you are not, and then if you need to extend it, no, you're not going to affect me because I don't allow it. We are under this false conception that just because we have emotions, that they are in other people's hands. That just because we have mental energy or thoughts, that they are in other people's hands. They are not. The power of no within yourself is very powerful, and it has psychic resonance. It has energetic astral resonance. It has resonance through a number of different kinds of yourself, layers of yourself, however you want to look at it. No. Feel that no within yourself, and just say no within your body, within your mind. And if you start to feel depressed or angry, your emotions start to shift, realize that it's the continuation of the attack. And it's something that you can block. It's not something that just happens to you. It's not the vast majority of people that you're going to deal with that will inflict this upon you are not going to be able to go past no within yourself. Especially if you understand that they are trying to draw your energy, trying to attack you emotionally, physically. I'm talking about anything but physically, but mentally, emotionally, psychically, energetically. They're attacking you like that. The power of no within yourself and the understanding that they are trying to do that, whether they're conscious of it or not, and directing that no towards them or even a group of people has immense psychic potential. And most of the time, it's enough. Feel, think, breathe, and be the word no when you are under psychic attack. When you feel like somebody's trying to draw a reaction out of you, trying to feed off of you in some way. No is a powerful word, not because of the syllables itself, but because of the understanding within ourselves on every level of what it means to say, to be, and to respond with no. that will protect you a lot of the time. If you want more physical things, and I tend to wear a lot of talismans, I tend to wear a lot of things that help me repel such things and to be strong within myself. Also, another thing, never feel like you're weak. No matter how big that person is, no matter how aggressive they are, no matter how insistent or overwhelming they are, the power of no within yourself and to say it in reaction to their energy on any level is so much more powerful than you imagine. So if you want physical things, and this is going to be very Hindu and Kali oriented and crystal oriented, so if this isn't your vibe, then you don't have to continue further, but I am willing to give you some tools that will probably help you, especially if you feel like you need a little bit of extra something. But once again, no, responding with no, and saying you're not going to affect my energy within is the most powerful thing you can do if you really embody that within yourself and realize that you can block this. But if you need some other things, so you can have a white candle. I have an image of Kali on this candle. Ma Kali is my main goddess. She is my main idea in the way I worship the source. I view everything as wombs, the earth as a womb within ourselves, various wombs, the earth, the universe, and multiverse. Very gynocentric, wombs everywhere. And it's very typical of somebody who worships a goddess or views the source as goddess, more feminine than masculine. But it can be God-oriented, or it can be Christian, it can be Hindu, it can be whatever way that you recognize the source, God, what have you. Prayer within yourself, and prayer or mantra right before or after, maybe you can get away from this person for a while and just say no within yourself and do these things, then it'll add that extra oomph. But I have Kali on here, and it says Om Kali Namo Namaha Om. Now, Om is usually pronounced A-U-M. Om. Om, if you pronounce it like that, Om, then that has all the syllables and all the power that you need to empower whatever you're saying, whatever mantra or prayer that you're saying. It's the vibration of creation. Say at the beginning and ending of a mantra or prayer or whatever magical thing that you're doing, and it gives it that's a capsule of power right there for yourself. So Om Kali Namo Namaha Om. So I'm going to give you some basic translations, English translations of Namo Namaha. Now you can look these up on Google, and you'll find these if you look them up on Google. And I'm making them very simple because I'm not trying to throw too much at you. But if you feel these meanings and express these meanings in how you think of them, then that is power right there. So Namo Namaha, with deepest humility, love, and respect, I bow to you. So we're bowing to Kali. Once again, you can bow to any god. You can use this in a number of different formats, but I'm using Kali here. So Om Kali Namo Namaha Om. Basically, you're recognizing Kali. Kali is the killer, the destroyer of demons, of desire, of ego, of anything negative that is meant to harm human beings or harm sentient life, or even animal life too, but they don't really know about this. They feel it, but they don't really know. We can know. So she helps all of humanity destroy ego, destroy attack, destroy fear. Kala is time. Kali, the I at the end, means the conqueror of time, the conqueror of this limited material expression of all that is. This material world that we find ourselves in is really, confined and boxed in by time. She conquers all those limitations. That is the significance of Kali. She has creation, preservation, and destruction all within herself. And she can aid you. So Om Namo, Om, Om Kali Namo Namaha, Om. Right there, you're bowing to Kali with humility, and you're recognizing her so that she may aid you. If you want to break down Namaha a little bit more, the Maha, the Na is I, Maha from my mind, soul, thoughts. So when we chant Namo Namaha, it means that I bow to you, God, with my pure consciousness. That can also mean that. Now, what does pure consciousness mean? What does that mean? It means that we are realizing the power of our consciousness. We are realizing the inherent core purity of our consciousness and sending it out to block any kind of negativity, whether it's in ideas, whether it's in somebody else's ego, whether it's somebody trying to feed on us. Namo Namaha is both humility and the recognizing that we have pure consciousness that we can fight back with. So once again, Om Kali Namo Namaha. And you can light a candle like this. If you want to do something that, at the start of your day, you can light a candle like this, and there's a number of oils that you can actually use as well. So if you want to add a protection oil by maybe Art of the Root that you can get on Amazon, you can add that on the top. And for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and blow this candle out again, though you usually want to let it keep burning. You can let it keep burning throughout the day. But protection, and you can even say the mantra Om Kali Namo Namaha. And you might want to dab a little bit on the top, or you can go in a circle like that. A little bit of extra protection. There's all kinds of protection oils out there. Art of the Root is a pretty reliable brand, pretty reliable source, so I use that a lot. Mars oil. So the Mars oil is very defensive, it's very masculine, but it's also very kind of martial. And it can be psychically martial as well. You can rub that in there. You can do one of these oils, none of these oils, whatever you choose. But Mars oil is very good. And ironically, Mars oil, Mars, god of war, also known as Aries. But Kali oil smells a lot like Mars oil. She is very martial, she's very protective, but she's also very liberating, intelligent. And she might not give you everything you want in life, but she helps you liberate you from your ego, other people's ego, any kind of attack. And you can also rub that in the top right there. And I rubbed all three of these in here, but you can do one or none. White candles are good for everything. They can be used for all kinds of things, and they're the easiest to find. So you can use a tea light candle, a votive candle, and then if you want to rub the oil, if you put it on the top of a candle, if you want to rub it on your third eye, that connects it to you psychically and consciously, your astral body, and multiple layers of yourself. Because the third eye, especially when it's sideways with Ma Kali a lot of time, or in Shiva, it's shown that way, you're looking at three different dimensions, because there's like three lines that's also seen with it. You're looking at the material, the astral, and the causal, and you're piercing all those veils, and also time, space, and consciousness. So there's all kinds of definitions for the three lines, but you're piercing all of that and connecting to Kali, connecting to Ma Kali, or connecting to Shiva, or connecting to any kind of higher power being. If you want to paint the third eye and the three lines, that works too. But if you just want to mark your third eye, and with this understanding in mind, then that connects you to the little ritual as well. So I'm going to light this candle, and then I'm going to explain some crystals and minerals that you can use. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Now, if you want to use a candle, or you just don't want to use candle or oils at all, right over general area of your heart, but really over your chest, you're feeling yourself. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Puff out your chest, and then at the end, you can say it 3 times. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Om Kali Namo Namaha. And then Namaha, or at the end of it, bring your hand out and stamp your foot. And then as you stamp your foot, just kind of on the edge of yourself, feel a kind of orb or bubble all around you. Om Kali Namo Namaha. And then you put your fist out, stamp your foot, and then you just feel yourself as being strong. And if you can use visualization and kind of look into your third eye and into the darkness, envision yourself and envision a big whitish or grayish or reddish or bluish orb all the way around you. And just hold it there for a second in your mind's eye and then keep going. But you can do this throughout your day. And if you can visualize that orb within yourself, kind of around yourself rather, you can focus on that shield. If you want to found it with this ritual, Maha. Om. And then as you're going throughout your day, just kind of envision that orb in the back of your mind around yourself and just kind of envision that orb pulsing as you breathe. And it can be more vibrant or breathe with you, get bigger and smaller with you, however you want to envision it, but tying it to your breath. Just when you're breathing naturally, just walking around breathing naturally, just imagine that orb growing, getting smaller, growing with your breath. Tie it to your breath. Your breath is energy. It's tied to your psychic energy and to your astral energy. So tying that to your breath and kind of using that visualization, even with your mind, with your eyes open, just walking around throughout your day, that bubble will stay as long as you found it with a firm affirmation or a little mantra or ritual at the candle. That orb can stay around you all day, and you can feed it with your breath and with your focus. And if you get a little bit tired when you're going throughout your day and you start to yawn a little bit, know that your energy is going into that orb or that oval around you, just feeding. Because a lot of time when we visualize it and we tie it into our breathing, sometimes we get tired, and it's because you're feeding that shield around you. If you want a little bit of extra something, but remember, the power of no is the most powerful thing that you have. But if you want a little bit of extra, use the orb and use the mantra, use the candle. Now, tiger's eye. Very protective, very grounding. Good to wear just a bracelet like that. As you can see, I also have a loyalty to the gods bronze bracelet. I just always wear that. Even when I sleep, I only take it off when I shower. It kind of reminds me of my path and my loyalty to the gods, my connection to them. This is also a copper bracelet that I made out of a sheet of copper that, I work with metals. I'm not great at it, but I kind of made a design in it, and a copper bracelet. It really helps cleanse your aura and your energy just a little bit. Even carrying a ball of copper in your pocket, it really helps you kind of balance everything, and it resonates with us as human beings. Copper does. It's why there's iron in our blood, there's metal in our blood, but there's a certain degree of copper. Copper's the cheapest, and it's also the most just nice to us as far as our energy goes, and as far as just tapping into human beings. Copper, very good. And a copper bracelet, you can get one for very cheap on Amazon, something like that. It doesn't have to have any designs, but if you want to have a copper bracelet, that also helps. There's a couple other things. You can carry around a talisman like this. You can charge it by putting a candle. If you want to charge a talisman through this ritual, put the candle right next to the tiger's eye. This is a skull, but it can just be a solid chunk. Put the selenite between it. As you're doing this ritual, focus on the candle, put the candle down. Namo Namaha. Look at the candle, put it down next to the tiger's eye and a piece of selenite between them. Charge that talisman if you so desire, but focus on the candle and kind of feel the tiger's eye on your peripheral as it's charging this talisman. Now, you don't have to use tiger's eye. You can also use quartz. This is a skull, but you don't have to. It can just be a solid chunk of quartz, and get it for a few bucks on Amazon or in a local shop. Quartz is easy to find. Make a talisman like that. Quartz holds energy very well. It's not great for like protection and grounding, but if you focus your energy into it, or if you just want to put it in front of the candle, beside the candle, or you just want to hold it while you're saying the mantra, go Om Kali Namo Namaha, or you can speak it into it, Om Kali Namo Namaha, Om. Charge it like that, put it in your pocket. Selenite. Once again, it's not known for grounding, but you hold this, you keep it in your pocket, you can charge it through word, charge it through sitting next to the candle while focusing on the flame and saying this mantra again and again, Om Kali Namo Namaha. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Om. Once again, you can stamp or put your fist down on Om or Namaha. But say it with fierceness. And you can speak into it, put it next to candle, like I said. But selenite, also very cheap. Very good for kind of clarifying your energy, just naturally helping things flow a little better. And obsidian, really good for protection, really good for grounding, soaks up a lot of negative energy. And if you can get some black sun organite, it's really great for stopping negative energy and soaking it up away from you and kind of making it into like a talisman of power, focusing it towards your benefit. But you have to put that intention into it. You can put it on a piece of paper, put it beneath the piece of black sun organite or obsidian, or you can do this ritual, focus on the candle, focus on the talisman. There's a number of ways you can do it. Obsidian, this is a tower. Don't have to have a tower. It can just be a piece, but you can hold it like this, like a handle. Om Namo Namaha. Om Kali Namo Namaha. Om Kali Namo Namaha. You can stamp your foot 3 times if you want, but that obsidian right there, also really good to hold on to, very grounding. You can just carry it with you. You don't even have to do the ritual a lot of the time. You can just carry the obsidian or the black sun organite, and it'll help a little bit. But if you add these different elements, it'll add to all of this that I'm talking about. So the last thing that I'll talk about here, so I've been talking for a while, I'm sure y'all are tired of listening to me. Well, maybe not if you've been listening for this long. Sage. So I have a stick here with a little bit of sage on it. Everybody who gets a sage stick, they want to light the whole thing on fire and smudge themselves with the whole thing. You only need a tiny bit. You don't need to use the whole thing. You can take off a little leaf and light that. Sage, don't waste it. Don't use the entire smudge stick. Just tear off a little leaf. Just because it comes in a stick doesn't mean you have to light the whole thing on fire. Light a little leaf and you can smudge and purify yourself. And with the sage, you can just go Om and kind of run it along your torso, front of your arms, Om, front of your legs, back of your arms, right up your back of your legs, Om, Om, Om. And you can say the mantra as well, or you can say Om Kling Kali Ki Namaha, Om Kling Kali Ki Namaha, Om Kling Kali Ki Namaha, Om Kling Kali Ki Namaha. That's Kali's traditional mantra. I don't usually say the Namo Namaha one, it's just simpler and it's easier to understand, but Om Kling Kali Ki Namaha, that is Kali's mantra. So if you want to do that while you're, chant that while you're smudging yourself, or just say Om, or say a Christian prayer, what have you. Sage is really good for getting rid of that negative energy and kind of cleansing yourself of anything that might stick to you negatively. But with these simple tools, with these simple methods, and you can, like I said throughout, you can vary these as much as you want. You can add some extra defense, protection, but also you can cleanse yourself, or cleanse yourself with a candle and move the candle along yourself. There's a number of ways you can do it. But remember, your most powerful asset is within yourself, being able to feel, be, and embody through your energy within yourself, even just within your mindset. Just know. If you can do that, you can set up a good shield. And you just have to feel it. And you just have to understand what's happening and then respond with that inward no. But if you want to add any combination of the things that I've listed, then feel free. It'll add a little bit extra. But no is the most powerful thing that you can do if you're under psychic attack. Are you under psychic attack? Maybe. If you're not, you can still smudge yourself or say these mantras, or say Om Namah Shivaya Om. That connects to Shiva, but Shiva is very good for defeating, deconstructing illusion, delusion, and evil and cruelty. Deconstructing all of that. Not destruction in the way we usually think about it, but the illusion of existence. That mantra is very good. Om Namah Shivaya Om. Also a great mantra. At any rate, I hope this was useful. Hope that you found this interesting. And yeah, feel free to ask questions in the comment section below. hit that like button, like this video, it really helps. Feel free to share this video wherever you like. And most importantly, protect yourself, understand the power of no, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day.